Okay guys, welcome once again to Who Would Win, and this time around I've got an interesting one for you. The Super Skrull from, of course, Fantastic Four and Marvel Comics in general, versus Lord Dominator from Wander Over Yonder. Now, yeah, I was kind of thinking of this fight, and I was just like, wow, this would be an interesting one, because they're so vastly different, but at the same time they're in the same kind of power set in a way. So let's talk a bit about our first combatant, the Super Skrull. The Super Skrull, for those who are unaware, is a Skrull who was augmented to have all the powers of the Fantastic Four. The Super Skrull, as most Skrulls, he's a shapeshifter. He also has an added ability to have a paralysis or hypnosis beam shoot from his eyes. And, of course, he can use all of the powers of the Fantastic Four, but not one at a time. He can use them all together. Like, he could throw this, if you're like 30 feet away from you, 30 feet away from you, he could extend his arm with a flaming thing fist at you. Or, you know, he can, turn invisible, create force fields. And keep in mind, he fights to kill. It's not like with the Fantastic Four who, fight to incapacitate most of the time, keep in mind. But the Super Skrull fights to kill, and when you really think about it, this dude has all the powers of creatures heroes that could possibly kill you if they really wanted to. Not only that, he is also a Skrull elite, which means he also has advanced hand-to-hand combat training, and he's also incredibly durable. Plus, he's also a pretty good strategist. He fights like a soldier, and he really, he will defend the Skrull Empire to the end. So, there you go. There's a bit about the Super Skrull. So let's talk about his opponent, Lord Dominator. Lord Dominator, of course, is a warlord from the, she considers herself a warlord, from Wander Over Yonder, who has a giant ship, but it's her armor that makes her so scary. Thanks to her Volcanium X-powered armor, it gives her superhuman strength, durability. Her armor also allows her to create a vast array of weapons, from a giant scythe, poison darts, magma cannons, like a giant scythe, hammers. Even the armor she wears has an optic beam that can actually vaporize a ship. She's also a very competitive and very competent hand-to-hand fighter. However, because of all of her abilities, and because she's quintessentially the most powerful being in her universe, Dominator is very arrogant. Dominator is this very arrogant, I'm the bad guy, and here's the reason why. Because I can just obliterate you with just a thought. The other thing is that, thanks to, Commander Peepers, she also has the ability to command fire and ice. She also was given ice abilities, which she learned to control immediately. So that's the thing, is that she actually, she has magma and frost powers. I'm getting tongue-tied here. She's also, thanks to her armor, like I said, very durable, a pretty good hand-to-hand fighter, but she's never really the only real match she really had in terms of combat was Lord Hater. And keep in mind, when Hater really wants to fight somebody, he can really throw down. But other than that, she never really had a major opponent. And she was thanks to that, it gave her a level of arrogance to her, that no one could defeat her. Of course, we all know how that played out. So, how would it go down if she had to fight the Super Skrull? The Super Skrull, like I said, he fights like a soldier. He's a warrior. Dominator never really, we didn't really get a lot of backstory with her, but she's not she's not trained like the Super Skrull was. The Super Skrull was trained even before he had his abilities to fight like a soldier and an infiltrator. Dominator just quintessentially bullies everyone into doing what she wants. It also helps that she has, magma-powered robots who also have ice powers thanks to, Peepers and Haters meddling, essentially. So the other thing about this is that Super Skrull has all these varying abilities that he can use in different variations and formats. Let's also not forget that he has a hypnosis and paralysis beams that shoot out of his eyes. Dominator could probably be protected by that because of the armor she wears, not to mention she has incredible strong will. However, we don't know if she's not susceptible to mind control or something that, the Super Skrull has in terms of his paralysis beam. But I would imagine the armor keeps her safe, not to mention it has a giant optic beam that wiped out Hater's ship in one hit. Dominator's armor is also incredibly durable. It can take massive amounts of hits without even getting so much as a dent. And much like Super Skrull's powers, it also gives her these vast variations of combos and weapons and armaments that she can use in different formats. Like 1 minute she could be shooting magma cannons, then make a giant ice hammer, something like that. But however, hers only are fire and ice. Super Skrull, however, not only does he have his inherent Skrull abilities, but also like Thing's strength, Invisible Woman's, invisibility and creating force fields, Mr. Fantastic's elasticity, and the Thing, Johnny Storm's, blah, I just cannot talk tonight. He can, make his entire body as hot as the sun, as the surface of the sun, and he's all, capable of flight as well. So he almost has these vast variations of weaponry, and he's been doing. We don't know how long Dominator. To be fair, and I know I'm getting tongue-tied a lot, and I'm sorry, but it's been a very long day for me. We don't know how long Dominator's been dominating galaxies, but having said that, though, Super Skrull's been doing this for a while. Not only has he taken on the Fantastic Four, he's taken on the Avengers, She-Hulk, the Hulk himself, the Guardians of the Galaxy, Annihilus, Doctor Doom, a lot of major powerhouses throughout the Marvel Universe, and even when he's beaten, he still gives them a hard time, because he will keep coming at them again and again and again. He is relentless. His shape-shifting ability is so perfect that not even Wolverine can detect him. So, yeah, he can easily shapeshift into someone, like, I don't know, Hater, and throw her off for a second and be like, what the hell are you doing here, you idiot? And then shapeshift back into Super Skrull, or something to that degree. So I think, yeah, he would constantly, Super Skrull would constantly be trying to throw off Dominator consistently in this fight. Like, he'd be trying to throw her off her game. That's the other thing, is that Dominator also gets easily frustrated in these fights. Despite all of her power, the moment things aren't going her way, she'll start getting angry and really start losing her focus. Super Skrull is kind of like that, but not in the same degree as Dominator. He usually keeps his head cool. He fights like a warrior, and no matter what, he usually does not let his anger, outweigh his mission. He will do everything in his power to keep his anger in check, and, stay on the mission, and not stop until it's finished. Or in this case, stop until his opponent's dead. And that's the other thing. This would be a duel to the death. Both Dominator and Super Skrull don't stop until their enemy is nothing but a pile of blood on the floor. So, yeah, this is going to be a fight to the death. But yeah, that's the other thing, is that Super Skrull would probably realize fighting, Lord Dominator head-on in a fight would not be in his best interest. Even though he could probably match her in terms of strength, it probably would not, it would take him a while. Also, let's not forget that he has the abilities of Sue Storm, which of course can create those force fields. So there's a good chance that he could take, a lot of the hit. He could easily, deflect a lot of Dominator's hits and projectiles, because that barrier is so strong it can take a hit from Thor's hammer or a punch from the Hulk, and it'll allow him to keep Super Skrull to keep going. But yeah, Dominator's an intense fighter. So this is going to be a really tough one. This is a really tough matchup, guys. I can't really decide who would be a definitive victor in this matchup. They're both of them are easily matched. Both of them are great fighters. So and they usually have powers that could easily match the other one. So if you think Super Skrull wins, just put hashtag Super Skrull wins and list off the reasons why you think the Super Skrull would win in this match. But if you think Lord Dominator would win, put hashtag Dominator wins and list off the reasons why you think Dominator would come out on top in a match against the Super Skrull. I really can't decide who would come out in it on top. This would come down to who has the better experience and who's got, the better, who's got more experience and who can use their powers fast enough. Because I would imagine in a fight like this, Super Skrull and Dominator would be consistently throwing different forms of combat at each other. Like, Dominator would be like, okay, magma cannons aren't working, I'm going to go to this weapon or that weapon, and same with Super Skrull. If he realizes that, okay, this is not working, I'm going to do this, and this instead. So, this is a really tough one, so I'm going to leave it up to you guys because I can't really pick. And like I said, just list off in the comments below, who do you think would win? The Super Skrull or Lord Dominator? I can't really think of who could come out on top. This is a really tough one. Even though Super Skrull's got the fight, is a warrior at heart, Dominator lives up to her name, yeah. So, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.